Yeah, hard to believe that we're approaching game number 12 here, but obviously, we had a good work day today. Guys were locked in, focused in the meeting room. Had a good lifting session, and had a good walkthrough today. But we're excited, man. Obviously, for a lot of these guys, the last one that they'll have a chance to play here at Schumann Stadium. So, you're always going to remember your last one, and it takes a great week of focus, great week of preparation in order to give ourselves the best chance to win on Tuesday night.
Sure. And you've been through these kind of 6-day turnarounds before. Does anything change with, maybe one less day of prep or recovery?
Yeah, I mean, it does a little bit. Certainly, the day after the game, we gave the players off, so they came in and really just had to get medical check, go to treatment, recovery, and then obviously their academic obligations. The day after the game, that's it was their day off that day. So today was a work day for us, but obviously with the short turnaround and being where we're at in the season with bumps and bruises, tried to make sure we maximize going out there, and you got to make a walkthrough count. So that was what we did today. Have done that type of schedule in the past, just to make sure that we're taking care of guys. And obviously, when you get to this point in the season and some of these midweek action games, if it is a short turnaround, there's been a lot of snaps played. So we got to make sure that we get guys back as healthy as possible, but yet still get them prepared to play from a mental standpoint.
Yeah. And then I guess is there a different mindset this week knowing that it's the last one, or is it kind of similar to, last week where, you guys are still fighting for that bowl eligibility?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, just coming out of the game, we took it on the chin the other night in the game, and so the challenge for us is to make sure that we put that behind us as quick as possible because it's a short turnaround. And yeah, obviously, don't want to make don't want to play into it too much. That hey, it's a last game, it's the last game, it's the last game, it's the last game for this group of guys because I don't want that to be everything that we discussed this week because we got a game to be played that there's a lot riding on this. There's a lot on the table, and the focus is just really sticking to our process in order to get yourself prepared, study the tape, study the opponent. Obviously, make sure you know what your responsibilities are with the game plan, and we want to have a great week of preparation here so we can focus on getting a win here on Tuesday night.
Yeah, and then earlier in the year, you guys went through a 1-3 stretch. You're on a 1-3 stretch right now. I mean, how did you kind of right this ship at the beginning of the year, and how do you try to take some of those things and kind of implement them this week?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you got to respond. That's the biggest challenge is making sure that no matter what happens, win, lose, or draw with the previous game, you got to stick to your process. You got to move to the next one. Obviously, there's adjustments, there's some tweaks, things like that will be made, whether it's game plan, whether it's personnel. That's part of it. But making sure guys are still sticking to the process here because we got a lot left to play for. When I say sticking to the process, obviously the day after the game we have a schedule. Obviously today was a normal practice day, if you will, but yet we had a schedule where we were going to walk through today based on just the physical condition of some of the guys, and we wanted to make sure that we made the most of that. So just stick to the process, man, and finish the fight with each other. That's the number one thing, and I expect guys to do that.
Yeah, and then I guess the past few weeks, third down has been kind of a focus for you guys offensively. I mean, what's been kind of missing, do you think, to be able to convert on some of those and keep some of those drives going?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you just look at this past game here, we were 1 for 9 throwing the ball on third down. There was 3 tip balls at the line of scrimmage. Had we not gotten a hand on those balls, there would have been an opportunity for a completion and execution on that, and then we convert that. So we got to get that cleaned up. We ran the ball effectively on third down in this last game. We were 3 for 4 on first downs. The one we just came up about a half yard short there on one of the 3rd and 2 plays that we had. So obviously there's things you feel good about when you study the tape, study what their third down game plan is. What are they on third down? Are they a coverage team? Are they a pressure team? What are they in third down? So you got to make sure that you put a plan together where you feel like you've attacked the tendencies that you see on tape, and then it's also got to be something they feel like you can execute as a team. And where we're at this stage of the season, you got to make sure you can execute that. So there are things that we can fix. It's not something that, man, they got us on that one. There are things that we can fix. And so that's the part when you watch it. Yes, it's disappointing to have that conversion rate, but at the same time, there are things that, man, we can fix that. If we get that fixed, then we're talking about a conversion instead of a being the percentage that we were.
Yeah, and then I guess in the running game, Buffalo's another kind of run heavy team, and you guys have faced plenty of those. How do you put maybe Central Michigan behind you guys, knowing that maybe Lou Nichols is a kind of a different type of beast that you'll handle?
Yeah, well, like I said, they got us the other night. We took it on the chin the other night, but it's on to the next opponent. We got to put that behind us. We got to learn from the mistakes that were made. We got to learn from the tape. We got to put it behind us. And that's a great thing about this league, man. There's a lot of parity from top to bottom. There's a lot of good football teams and a lot of good players, a lot of good coaches in this league. And so that's what makes the MAC such a special league. That's why MACtion's so popular, because you see this team, this league so competitive from top to bottom. And it's obviously evident in what you see, the type of year that Northern Illinois had this year. They were picked to finish last, and obviously they punched their ticket to Detroit with a win last week. I mean, that's this league. And it's going to require our best football. Every team that we play, you got to make sure you have your best brand of football on the field in order to have a chance to win the football game.
Yeah, and then the last one for me, is Justin Hall practicing again, or is there any updates on him kind of moving forward?
Yeah, he was out there certainly today during the walkthrough. Obviously it was a walkthrough day. Tomorrow will be a heavier work day for us. So certainly optimistic right now at this point in the week that we'll have an opportunity to have Justin out there with us on the field.
Sure. Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
Coach, real quick, just what does Buffalo seem to do pretty well? It seems like they're probably a little bit better than the record shows.
Look at the number of close games they've been involved in. Obviously, Coach Lindquist has done a good job there. Obviously, came in and under tough circumstances because there was a late, coaching change, if you will, at Buffalo. But he's got those guys playing hard, man, and they've been through a lot of adversity. They've been through a lot of challenges this year, but they're going to come in here. I know, obviously, the way in which they lost this past game against Northern there at home, and Northern went on to punch their ticket to Detroit. They're playing competitive. They can beat anybody on any given week, and they're a team that if you just look at the numbers and what they're doing offensively, they've been pretty balanced that way between rushing and passing. And obviously defensively, they've had stretches where they played some really, really good football. And so we got to be ready. We're gonna have a good team coming in here that obviously we had a chance to play them in the MAC championship game a year ago. Yes, they've had some changes. Yes, we've had some changes, but we got to make sure that we're ready to go because it's going to be a hungry team coming in here.
And lastly, it seems like this team is just consistently has a great amount of depth. They're at every position, read through different injuries and things like that. A lot of guys have played this season. What's it like to have such a deep squad?
I mean, in terms of for us, are you talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's a credit to our strength and conditioning staff. That's a credit to our coaches, our position coaches, for having the next man up mentality and making sure the next guy's ready to play. You don't want to lose guys. You don't want to see young men, miss time due to injury, but it is part of the game. And, to really give credit to those guys because it all starts in the weight room, making sure they're physically ready to go. Obviously it starts making sure that the position coaches have them mentally ready to go in the meeting room and then going out and executing on the practice field. So I've been proud of the guys that have had to step up maybe a little bit earlier than you were anticipating, but you can see their confidence growing and each snap that they get. Obviously they get a more extensive database and obviously we got to finish off on a strong note here, and I expect our guys to do that.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
I guess what is kind of the mindset this week, coming into the last week of the regular season with so many of you guys being seniors?
We want to win a football game. That's the most important thing to us. Obviously, we understand that bowl eligibility is on the line, but at the end of the day, we just love playing football with each other. And this next Tuesday is just another opportunity to do that.
Sure. And then obviously, Buffalo's another run heavy team, and you guys have had success against, teams that focus on the run. Maybe Central is a little bit of a different story. How do you kind of put that game from Wednesday kind of behind, knowing that, Lou Nichols is maybe a different type of running back than you guys have seen?
Yeah, well, like you said, we take pride in stopping the run. Obviously, looking back at Central, we didn't do that effectively. But the biggest thing is being able to go back and look at what we did wrong and how we can fix that, because all these coaches in our conference and players in our conference are smart. They're going to try to do what do what gave you a little bit of trouble the week before. So not putting it behind us too much, but understanding what we did wrong and how we can improve on it, and moving forward and looking forward to the challenge of playing Buffalo.
Yeah, and you guys are in the middle of a a 1-3 stretch, but I mean, you started the year with the 1-3 stretch, and you righted the ship. I mean, how do you are you trying to kind of take some of those things, or how did you guys flip the script at the beginning of the year, and how do you try to take some of those things into this week to get back on the winning side of things?
I mean, at the end of the day, we're gonna take the same approach that we've taken. We don't need to change up a whole lot. Obviously, we haven't had the success that we've wanted in the past couple of weeks, but at the end of the day, it's another opportunity to respond, another opportunity to show everybody what Ball State football is about. So that's what we're embracing. We're embracing the opportunity and the challenge of playing Buffalo.
Yeah, and then obviously, bowl eligibility on the line, once again this week. I mean, how important is that to you guys, and what would that mean to get bowl eligible again this week?
Well, you talk about a bowl. I mean, what that means is us having more opportunity to be around each other each and every day. So we always talk about how much we love each other, how much we care about one another. And if you want more time with the guy that you love and care about, then we got to go out and show why we're the better team out on Tuesday. So that's what it is. A bowl game would mean more days with each other, more opportunities to be around with the guys. So we know what's at stake, but we're just going to go out there and then play the game. We're not really too worried about bowl eligibility or anything. I mean, we always want to go in every single week and get a W, no matter what's on the line. So
Yeah, and then I'm curious. I think I'm not sure if it was from the football account, but they dropped a video on you this week. And I think Coach Neu said he's not done trying to convince you to come back. What have your conversations kind of been like with Coach Neu around that, I guess?
well, we've touched and joked about it a little bit, but we're focused on winning. We want to get to 1-0 against Buffalo and get to a bowl game. That's what our focus is on, and everything else, outside of that can wait. So we're focused on trying to get a win against Buffalo.
Sure. And then last thing for me, you've been through these kind of 6-day turnarounds between midweek games. Does anything change preparation wise, or is there more difficulties having one less day of prep or recovery?
Well, I think that Coach Armour and our training staff do a great job of getting us ready for the game. So there's a little bit of adjustment, just not having as many days as you usually would. But obviously, our coaching staff and strength and training staff are doing a great job, and getting us back in shape to roll here on Tuesday.
Yeah, and then I mean, you mentioned I think, and different guys have mentioned, you guys are just trying to play together as long as you can. Why is that so important for you guys?
We love each other. It's as simple as that. We've been through a lot. This group, came back to play another year together, be around each other for a little bit longer. So we mean a lot to each other. We're all extremely close friends, have been since the time we got here, and been through a lot. So we just want to continue to keep fighting and keep playing together. And that we understand what's on the line here on Tuesday.